What is going on, wonderful people of the internets? It is Mesa Sean, where opinions are my own as always, and welcome back to some more Destiny beta. Just 2 more days left before I have to go on antidepressants again because of not being able to wait till September. So in this video we're going to be going over my Hunter class and how I use it effectively, and hopefully you've caught my other 2 videos, my class setup for the Warlock and my class setup for the Titan. And once again, as I said in those videos, with this type of game, just like my other favorite game, Killzone Shadowfall, there is no best class setup. This is just what I particularly like to use for both, well, primarily multiplayer. That's primarily what I play when I play Destiny. But also, we'll talk about some things that relate to PvE as well, okay? So again, since we're capped at level 8, we're going to be playing the subclass which is called the Gunslinger. After you would hit level 15 in the final version, you're going to go up to Bladedancer, but don't worry about that now because we're just focusing on beta. Now, what I primarily find with the Hunter, his specialty is going to, his or her specialty is going to be agility, speed, running around, but also really keeping your distance because your recovery is pretty low, and your armor, I guess, would be your secondary specialty compared to your agility. So think of this class as being really fast, can get around the map real quickly. Don't get hit too much because you will get put down pretty fast because your recovery is slow, and also you have a little bit of a boost in armor. So the gameplay in the background, just going to be various gameplays from multiplayer, and also I'll throw in some co-op at the end, but really trying to use the burst fire rifles. You know, I always complain about how I stink on ice when it comes to using them, but they are really effective if you're a good shot, and I'm not saying I am a good shot. I found myself forcing myself to use these weapons and definitely getting some pretty good results with it on certain maps. But as always, I will keep, when we get into my class, you'll see I keep my favorite stock guns always armed, because remember, if you pick up a particular gun with whatever class, you go store it in the vault, then you switch characters and go back to the vault, you could pick up that gun. So let's jump into my guns and armor real quick. Okay, so with the Hunter, I've been making an active effort to use the pulse rifles, and this is my favorite one. It's the only one it's the only uncommon one that I found so far. It's the Suros JPS-32. It's got a pretty good impact, pretty good range. It's very low recoil. It does come with 2 different sights, but I prefer just the standalone, what's called a steady hand IS, which is basically just a really small, not much of a zoom red dot. The other one's a little more of an ACOG-ish one, a little more accurate, but I'm just not very good when it comes to sights that take up a lot of real estate. Your second one just helps, your second upgrade just helps you increase your recoil and stability, and I still haven't unlocked the increased weapons attack yet. But I do, as always, as you know, you can go to the vault and store your guns, so I always keep my Cydonia AR3, that's my favorite gun. And where is the damn Sinjin? I still haven't found it yet. When it comes to my secondary, I'm either using this Nox Revis fusion rifle, or I always stick to my trusty Outlander. So those are 2 I'm going to use for close quarters. In PvE, I will go with the sniper rifle, scout rifle, but in multiplayer, I'm not really good with sniping at all. And for my heavy weapon, I'm always sticking with the Darius C because it is just a hip fire monster. Horrible range, horrible stability, but use it for just corridors on the moon or close quarters on some of the other maps, but just basically spraying and praying. I haven't unlocked the linear compensator, but even then when I do, I still stick with the aggressive ballistics on my other classes. It just gives you more of a predictable recoil, enhances the impact a little bit, but not that much. But you do take some increase of recoil, which is not fun. Next one is going to help your increase of range if you aim down sight. So, and I still haven't unlocked the increased weapons attack on this particular class. But my Darius C on the other classes, I do have pretty much everything upgraded. So I should have taught, you know, Sean's always late to the party, and I should have mentioned this before, but I learned things slowly. Okay, guys, just bear with me. In each class, you have intellect, discipline, and strength. Okay, now the reason why I've been loving Warlock so much is because my discipline is at 100% in my Warlock class. So my grenades cool down really quickly on my Warlock class. But basically what it means is, say for intellect, that's going to focus on your super ability. So say for, like with my Warlock, that's my Nova Bomb. With the Hunter, that's your golden gun. Mine's at 0. So does that mean my character's stupid? I don't know. That's a dumb joke. But I'm not very good with the golden gun. I don't think it's very useful at all in PvE except for when you're taking down bosses, and you get 10 seconds to use it, you get 3 shots, and you better get them or you're dead. Discipline just helps the cooldown of your grenades. So again, guys, you want to equip armor regardless of the defense when it comes to multiplayer. And I mean even PvE, but I would say with multiplayer, really stick with armor that's going to help you increase your discipline for this class and allow you to take on extra bonus perks to your abilities. Now, the last one's going to be strength, which basically reduces the cooldown time of your throwing knife. Frankly, I'm not very good with the cooling knife. I'm really not good with the throwing knife. I just tend to melee people more often than not. So, but that's pretty much it. What I'm using, guys. So really, just keep an eye on these classes and choose the uncommon green armor. Really don't go so much on defense unless you don't have any green armor, like here. And use it to help increase these. You know, it might be wise to spread them out over all these things, but remember, you can only arm one thing at a time. So say for my Warlock, I got everything focused on my discipline because I love the grenades on my Warlock class and I love them to cool down really quickly. So that's it for my armor and guns. Let's jump into the abilities. Okay, so we're looking at the Gunslinger, the Hunter subclass, so that's below level 15 for our purposes for beta. That's just what we're worried about. And again, his or her focus is going to be on agility, not so much recovery, and you're kind of at the halfway point with armor. So let's talk about grenades first. First one's the incendiary grenade. I'm not a big fan of it because I feel like it bounces all over the place, so you pretty much got to be very accurate with it. Really looking forward to opening up the swarm grenade because you deploy it, it detonates, and then it releases drones that are going to, it looks like it heat-seeking or targets enemies. I don't know how that's going to work. And then the trip mine, that's what I'm definitely looking forward to because I'm assuming it's kind of like what I'm used to in kills on Shadowfall in the Scout class. I love the laser trip mines. You just put those somewhere, they're not very visible, and the enemy walks over them, and kabooey. Now, when it comes to your Halo jumping, as I call it, because I've never played Halo, basically you're all about double jumping, not so much gliding when it comes to the Hunter. So first one's just your basic double jump, and then your upgrades are going to be a better control over your jump. Then you're going to have a triple jump, so just upgrades a double jump into a third one, and then your last one's going to be actually jumping higher. So now for your supercharge, you got your golden gun, which you have 10 seconds to use, and you get 3 shots with it. So your modifiers are going to be, your first one's going to be Deadeye, which is going to increase the accuracy of it, which I find when I was using it, I didn't really need to aim down sights so much. Actually, it was better using a little circle reticle to hip fire the thing, but hopefully when you get Deadeye, it'll help that out even more. Combustion kills the enemies, causes them to explode. I don't know if that really does anything. I mean, when they explode, does it cause damage to enemies off to the side of them or something? Not sure. Last one's Gunfighter, which is just reduces the cooldown time of your golden gun, and you can use it more often, which is pretty damn cool. Now, you got your throwing knife, which I'm not very good at, so I just tend to stick to my basic melee. I don't really mess around too much with it. But for your modifiers, first one's your Circle of Life, so it just means, you know, killing an enemy with a throwing knife while the golden gun is active extends the duration of your golden gun. For a noob like me, that's not going to be too helpful. The incendiary blade catches, the enemies will catch fire, dealing additional damage over time. What I'm wondering is if you throw that near, say, 2 enemies that are standing together, like by capping a flag, or in PVE, if you're throwing it at multiple enemies, I think a bunch of them will catch on fire. Not 100% sure on that. Then you got Knife Jugglers, your last one. So you get, with precision kills with the throwing knife, it immediately resets cooldown time, so you could use it much faster. So now let's jump into your next set of modifiers. First one's called Path Forgotten, and basically what this is going to do, it's just, again, it's similar to like the Codex for the Titan, where you're training focused on toughness and speed. Then here you can see your next one's Path Forbidden, so your armor is going to take a hit, but then your recovery goes up, and your agility stays the same. Third one, on Path Unknown, your agility takes a little bit of hit, armor stays the same, and your recovery goes up. Next one's going to be Scavenger, so it basically means picking up more ammo is going to reduce the cooldown time of your grenades and throwing knife. So for me, that's going to work with the grenades because I love throwing my grenades and not so good with the throwing knife. Next modifier is going to be Keyhole, so the golden gun over-penetrates and can damage multiple targets. That could be very helpful when playing Control and you're targeting multiple people that are capturing a flag instead of just trying to take off each one at a time. Just boom, you know, hopefully, I'm assuming it'll just make the blast radius larger when you actually shoot the golden gun. Last one is Gunslinger's Trance. So basically, the more kills you get, the more stability that you're going to get with it. So that's simple as that. Next one is Way the Drifter. That's another training focused on all attributes, so similar to what we saw in the Titan, where you've got Titan Codex 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So for this, your next modifier is Way the Fearless. This one you're going to see a drastic increase in armor, but you're going to take a hit on recovery, and you're also going to take a hit on your agility. Last one, Way of the Nomad, increases your recovery dramatically, but you take a half a hit on your armor and a little bit of hit on your agility. Now, the last modifiers, Chain of Woe, precision kills increase weapon reload speed that stacks up to 3 times. So I'm assuming that's kind of like a kill streak type thing. As long as you get precision kills, it's going to help you with your reload speed every time. So that should be pretty cool. Over the Horizon increases the range of the Golden Gun. I think that's going to be very useful because right now I feel with hand cannons just in general and the Golden Gun, since I'm not very good, I feel the need that I need to get up close to use it. But if you saw in that first intro clip, that guy was kind of far. So, you know, just all depends. Then, let's see, your last one is you gain an additional throwing knife. So that really doesn't pertain to me, but if you guys are good with the throwing knife, by all means, you'll get a second one. Then once you finish everything off and you hit level 15, you're going to seal this subclass, and you can lock in all your previous choices, and you move to the next class, which I believe is called the Blade Runner, Blade Slinger, Blade something. I don't know, I forgot. I'll annotate it right now for you. And that is it for me, Guardians. If you didn't already check out my other videos, I got my class setup on the Warlock and also the Titan. Again, these are just my class setups. Feel free to check everything out. I know when the game fully releases, I'll be exploring everything and every gun, and it's just going to be a blast. So looking forward to the final release. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions or anything I missed, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please drop me that like. Sorry, guys, I don't do many outtakes. Please drop me that like. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, please follow me. It's at Mesa Sean. And also follow my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Mesa Sean. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.